If you're a music producer, AI can actually help with a lot of things now. Things like detecting chords, separating stems, generating instruments, even helping with mixing. In this video, I'm going to show you the tools that I think are useful, so let's dive in. Now let's talk about Logic Pro 12's AI power tools. First, let's bring in a track of mine called Happy Unicorny Birthday that I produced years and years ago. Let's bring it in. First, let's detect its tempo. Now that we detected the tempo, let's use Logic Pro 12's AI stem separation tool. There are a lot of different ways that we can get the stems out here. We can get instrumental and vocal. We can get all the group stems so that we have all drums, all bass, all guitars, all vocals. There's a lot of different ways, by the way. What is this good for? Well, you can practice with it, you can learn parts, you can study the mix, you can study the production. There's a lot of things that you can do with this that could be very educational and helpful. So now that we separated all the stems, we can actually take the track that has the chords, drag it into the chord track, and have it analyzed by Logic's AI, and it will give us the chords. Now, one thing to note, harmonic rhythm of the chords are not going to be aligning with the rhythm. So if you want to use Logic Pro's AI musicians, you have to make sure that those rhythms are aligning with where the chords are coming in. It's super easy to do. It's a little tedious. But if you don't line them up and you start generating instruments within Logic, everything will be a mess. And I talked a lot about this in this video right here. Let's hop on to Moises AI and do the same thing. Here are we with Moises AI dragging in the same song, Happy Unicorny Birthday. Let's use its AI to automatically detect the chords, the tempo, the key signature, the time signature. Now that we detected all of these, let's separate the stems and let's see what type of job it does. So looks like the chords are also very similarly detected, even though they are sharp based, which is not very easiest to read, although a good reader can read whatever. I much more prefer what Logic did, but they are fine, the chords are fine. Let's separate the stems. So now that we separated the stems, we can pretty much use this for what we use Logic for. We can use it to learn parts, we can use it to isolate parts, we can use it to listen for the production, for the mixing, and things like that. And so far, functionally, it's very similar to what Logic can do. So within Moises, you can actually generate stems using its AI, and it is context aware. So now, whatever is not muted is being used for the context. So we can actually create a bass line, we can create keys, we can add reference tracks and things like that to our track within Moises. So one of the cool things that Moises also introduced is their AI singers. So they hired a lot of singers and trained models. You can upload your voice and you can basically replace it with one of their models. So you can sing like a female singer, a male singer, any of these different type of singers. And I would say if you upload your actual vocal track instead of what the AI stem separation gives you, you'll get a better result. So let's move on to the next one called Automy. Automy is another one of those vocal AI tools. And let's say you're working on a song, or like I separated my stems here, what you can do is export your vocals and import it into Automy. And there are a couple of things you can do there. A, you can actually turn your voice using your singing notes, your accent, and turn it into one of their trained models. Or you can upload your voice and turn it into harmonies using either you, so you can actually use your voice, upload like an hour, hour and a half of your own voice, and use your model to create harmonies for you. Basically, you can set it up what you want your model to sing, third up, third down, or use other people's models on top of your voice. So another tool that Automy has is their stem separation tool, which is actually quite good. And outside of these, Automy also offers instruments. So you can hum and get a saxophone or get a guitar and things like that. But I like to use it to get better quality harmonies. And let's say I don't have the time to record harmonies or things like that. That one would sound so much better than using, let's say, a different type of tool like Nectar or something like that, because it's based off of my accent, my voice, and you can get big crowd vocals. Okay, so up next we have this song that I worked on in Logic. And I recorded the guitars, the keyboard, the melody, and things like that. But I didn't record bass. And let's pretend that I'm somewhere else and I don't have my bass with me. And what can we do? So there are three tools here that I want to mention. One, Moises. So now that this song is in Moises, it's aware of the context. And let's select funk bass. Let's generate a funk bass for this track. Awesome, and we can keep on generating instruments, but I just wanted a bass. So contextually, it generated a certain type of bass, and we can go ahead and download it. Now, another place where we can do this would be Aiode. It's very similar. It's context generation, AI stem creation using session musicians that were hired, and they created models after them. So let's bring in my song, and let's create a bass line. And we can keep on creating stuff. We can create trumpets, we can create drums. And the idea is that we can basically take all of these things and put it back into Logic. Now remember that melody that I did on the piano? Let's bring that into Suno Studio and let's try their context-aware generation. Let's turn that piano sound into a soprano saxophone. Or even a violin. Now let's play some block chords. And let's turn that into a string section. Instead of relying on MIDI or virtual instruments, which essentially trigger predefined samples, these AI tools generate audio from these models trained on real recorded performances, whether professional session musicians or large-scale music datasets. That means you're not just triggering a static sound. You can hum a line, beatbox, or play something, and AI reinterprets it into a flexible audio stem. You're no longer stuck with a fixed sample library. Instead, you can reshape or transform that AI-generated audio as if you had recorded a live band. Once extracted, I bring it back into Logic Pro 12, so instead of static MIDI, it's dynamic, AI-empowered audio reshaping. Now that we have all these instruments, let's go back to Logic Pro and let's talk about mixing. Logic Pro also introduced AI in its mastering section, but also there are some AI-based or AI-powered mixing tools that are out there. iZotope has visual mixing, where you can basically put neutron in each individual track's first channel, and you open Visual Mixer on the master channel, you select what you want the focus to be, you run the song once through, and it will give you kind of like a starting point of your mix, and you can keep tweaking. There's a way where you can visually see the whole mix in terms of how loud is it, and where is it in the field. It's really intuitive, it's really interesting, but then again, these are supposed to just help you get closer. It's not supposed to like completely take out the need to mix. These are there to aid you. So these production tools could elevate aspects of music production. Now, are these tools going to be replacing us music producers, musicians? I really don't think so. I really think skill and taste and knowledge and how we are operating our workflows are still going to be an incredibly important factor. So that was it on my thoughts on AI and music production. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.